Hey everybody, it's episode 14 of season 4 of the Twilight Zone. It's called Of Late I Think of Cliffordville. Cliffordville, a place, and lately I've been thinking about it. Was it nice there? Was it terrible? Why are you thinking about it? Who are you? I've got questions. Ooh. Last time out, we did an episode a little bit like the miniature. Somebody was a fan of being in a museum. In fact, they worked there. And there was a particular exhibit that they were very fond of. And, well, a little too fond of it maybe. But, no spoilers, go watch it if you haven't seen it. This one, I already have an idea for what the episode might be about. Somebody thinking back to a nicer time. But could turn out to be quite the opposite. Maybe Clifford is thinking of this person. Do you ever think about that? Let's watch. Ooh, push. Are you the boss?
I have an appointment with Mr. Feathersmith.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dietrich. I can just see him now. Have a cigar, Mr. Dietrich, before I rip you to pieces.
Oh, good impression. What's this about?
Have a cigar, Mr. Dietrich.
Thank you, no, Mr. Feathersmith.
Oh, this guy. He was in Psycho and in that plane episode. Oh, they made him look
You
really
never
old.
have cared for my habits, have you, Mr. Dietrich?
I'm a busy man. Let's get on with
I
it.
wonder if they've made him look old because he's going to look younger in a flashback.
I owe you a great deal, Mr. Dietrich.
They've made him look old.
I remember
Bald cap.
vividly one afternoon when you called me into your office and you said, I like your style, boy. I want you in with me.
I shall never forget it, Mr. Feathersmith.
Biggest mistake of my life.
And I shall never cease to regret it. Conniving, acquisitive animal of a man. Without heart, without conscience.
Tell me what you really think, dude.
You always did speak your mind.
He says it the way
You,
it
Mr.
is.
Feathersmith, have always been a man to speak yours.
Get on with
Why
it.
don't you?
This is my empire, Mr. Dietrich. Steel, electronics, lumber, railroads. But there is one piece missing. There was one piece missing. The Dietrich Tool and Die Company.
Thank heaven I won't have to live to see the day when you stick your greasy ham fists into it.
Oh, you just did, dude. Did you pick up the vibe of the room?
You secured a loan for $3 million, a
$3
loan
million?
payable on demand. Here is the note. I bought up that note, Mr. Dietrich. I am calling this note. I want it paid.
If you call that note, you'll bankrupt me. You'll kill off everything I have.
Ooh, maybe you shouldn't have insulted them.
Witness a murder. The killer is Mr. William Feathersmith, whose body composition is made up of a refrigeration plant, covered by thick skin.
I like the way he describes people. They gotta de-age them both, right? At some point, look at how much they've aged them up. From what they really look like.
Yes, sir?
Is it broadcasting? Make sure everybody can hear. I'd go back and sock him one. If he was going to destroy your life anyway, I wouldn't go in there. He's in a good mood, though. Going down.
Way down, young man.
Very far
All
down.
the way down. If there's any place lower than this floor.
Great line. Great line. You mean the basement? That's where all the waxworks are.
I didn't know you were here.
Well, I am here.
Just getting drunk.
Yeah.
You ruffian. Here, what's your name?
Who are you, anyway?
Heck, sir. Custodian of the top 3 floors.
They've aged me up. Don't you recognize me?
How long have you been performing this illustrious task?
35 years.
34 years, sir.
Oh.
But I didn't start here, Hackett. I started in a little town called Cliffordville.
Cliffordville.
It's a coincidence, sir.
I was born there, too.
I was born in Cliffordville.
Whoop.
Well, that was a real town, wasn't it, Hackett? A real place.
Maybe these
A man
two could swap fortunes. Do you know what I'm saying? We could just go back.
I've got everything there is to get.
He cried because he had no more worlds to conquer.
Yeah, this guy knows.
I wish I could go back to Cliffordville. Start all over. That was the kick. Getting it. Not having it.
I don't know. I don't know what. Are we supposed to feel sorry for this guy? I mean, are we supposed to want him to get comeuppance? I'm confused by the start and how I'm supposed to feel. All I know is that we're going back. That's all I know. Will this elevator take us there? Hey, I got off on the wrong floor. Oh, Devlin's travel service.
I own this building, but I'm not aware of you having an office here, whoever you are.
And the devil.
I just opened it up. I've opened it for your convenience.
Oh, horns. Well, you're gonna make a deal with the devil to give up all your riches for another chance around the block. I wouldn't do it.
There was a girl there,
Ooh. Pretty lady?
name of Gibbons. I didn't have time to enjoy anything. I worked.
I was too busy going up the ladder. Push, push, push.
I pushed. I drove.
He said it.
I'm rootless now. Just have no purpose, no plans.
Let me suggest a possible transaction.
Hot in here, isn't it?
Let's send you back to Cliffordville, the Cliffordville of years ago, and
Okay.
you can start all over again.
But I want to look exactly as I did then. That's number one.
Okay, good.
Agreed?
I want to have a memory of everything that's occurred in the last
Ooh.
50 years. I don't want that memory impaired one bit.
All very easily arranged. As to price.
Well, I suppose the standard payment is, well, I guess you'd call it the soul.
How about instead of the soul, I give you $1 million? $3 million.
We got a hold of your soul some time ago, I believe.
Did he sell his soul the first time around? Just the way he's living?
Ah,
I get it.
here it is.
Oh, look at his file.
You ruined several hundred people with that bit of chicanery.
Pretty profitable. He's going to end up being the janitor at the end, right?
Then what do you charge?
Cash.
36 million.
$36,890,000, leaving you a balance of $1,412.
That's more than enough.
Quite a little nest egg, considering.
I know where the oil is, just outside of town.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
And I know the nature of the stock market, which stocks will rise, which stocks will fall. When do I start? How soon?
I can
right
handle
now?
the liquidation for you, and there's no reason why you can't leave immediately.
You just send me back with a 1,400 odd bucks, and you watch my smoke, sister.
It's gonna go wrong.
I wish for you everything that you deserve.
Oh, that's... Oh, I don't like that phrasing. Oh, here we are. He's on a plane? Where are we?
This is your captain speaking. For those of you who are interested, we have just gained an hour.
Yeah, but have I lost 40 years? He's back! Welby, next stop Welby. You got your hair back, dude.
This stop is Cliffordville.
Ooh, 779? He's got more dollars than people. I don't know, it's an awkward episode because I don't want to see somebody ruin their life, you know what I mean? I mean, we have to teach him a lesson, but I kind of don't want to. Is this the guy? It is, it's the same guy.
Hey, Van Winkle.
It's old man Hackett.
It's young man Hackett.
You got a great future, Jack.
And he's still making fun of people. Oh, here he is.
Mr. Dietrich, isn't it?
You have the advantage, sir.
Yes, I do indeed. But we'll get into that later on.
Jeez, you're not making a good impression. He's gonna smell a rat. He's not gonna treat you the same. You're too full of your old man cockiness.
Mr. Feathersmith, I'll only be a moment, sir.
The Widow Turner's land, south end of town. Is it available?
The Widow Turner's land?
There were 1,400 acres there.
It's a Garden of Eden for a man with vision.
You're trying to talk it
And
up?
the potential is unlimited.
It's a swamp for mosquitoes, and the potential is malaria. I just want...
As valuable as that land is...
It's a piece of trash, yeah?
How does $4 an acre sound to you?
I'll give you 50 cents an acre.
He could afford that.
$3?
Let's say 75 cents.
$2 an acre.
$1 an acre.
That's everything you own.
Going.
Gone, Mr. Feathersmith.
But what if there's nothing there? You know the phrase eggs in basket?
You have a daughter, Mr. Gibbons.
I sure do.
And as pretty a slice of peach pie as ever went on a hayride.
I would like her as part of the deal we're making for the swamp.
Let's meet this little doll.
So I told Daddy when he told me that you were downstairs. I said it's about time we...
No, dude. No, she's not what you remember.
Why don't you sing for us, Joanna?
Oh,
I'm
don't
sure
worry.
Mr.
This'll be fun.
Feathersmith would love that.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Just needs a little bit of... Look at his expression.
You don't have another daughter.
You don't have a different one?
Is my one and only.
Anyway.
I presume you brought cash, Mr. Feathersmith? You seem to put all your eggs in one basket, Mr.
Oh, he said the thing. I'm on form today.
See, I have an exclusive contract with the hen.
More drink. More drink.
It's just a human frailty. I mean, to gloat when one has just skinned a couple of professional skinners.
Why is he doing this?
Crummy swampland you sold me for $1 an acre is worth 500,000 times that. There's oil on that land, Mr. Gibbons. And you sold it to me for $1 an acre.
What? Why aren't you laughing?
Well, at the time, it made us gulp a bit too.
At the time? What do you mean?
And there was never any doubt that the land had oil under it.
But you can't get to it.
6,000 feet under it, Mr. Feathersmith.
It's too far down.
It just can't be taken out.
You could drill down 5 miles if you needed to.
Well, you could, perhaps, Mr. Feathersmith, but nobody else on this earth could.
You didn't think about this?
Of course, I
He just gave away all his money.
forgot. That was 1937 when they... Something I ate, I think.
Like crow, Mr. Feathersmith?
Oh, he's gonna laugh too. This breaks the deal with the devil, by the way, because he insisted that his memory would be completely super. And it was his memory that let him down.
I want to have a memory of everything that's occurred in the last 50 years. I don't want that memory impaired one bit.
It's the way I interpret it.
Says he'd like to talk to us about inventions.
Building a drill.
What kind of inventions?
A self-starter.
You want to enlarge on that?
It's a thing you press with your foot that starts an engine
He
with an
doesn't know how
electric
it
motor.
works.
I've given you the principle, now all you have to do is build it.
Not without blueprints, specifications.
Ever hear aluminum? Aluminum airplanes. We can make ourselves $8 billion!
Nope.
Of course we
Afraid
could.
not.
A storage battery, a motor. It's a gill hooky that starts the motor.
It's tough to watch.
Item
Oh, here she is. Oh, see these boxes? That's where all the wax people were.
You look out of sorts. Nothing was mentioned, Mr. Feathersmith, about changing your chronological age.
What?
We said nothing about your insides.
Hey, that's cheating.
This town.
You wanted it as it was. It's really not my fault that your memory is so imperfect.
We
Send me back to 1963, back to where I was.
You don't want to do that.
You understand,
He's not
of
gonna
course,
like
that
this.
I can send you back, but it will be as a 1963 predicated on this.
Well, hope you like mopping, dude.
There's a train out of here at midnight, a special train.
Yo, train.
Bless you, Miss Devlin.
He's so dumb. How did he make $1 billion?
$40.
I don't have $40.
You have 2 negotiable items. All you need to do is liquidate them.
What bits is all the oil? The land. There he is.
Here, Hackett!
Hackett, $40.
Hurry, it's yours for $40. $40.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or I was gonna clean up, Mr. Hackett.
All right, clean up. Really great old town.
Cliffordville? Yeah.
I grew up there.
But that's a coincidence, sir. I grew up there.
We both came from Cliffordville. We both put on our pants one leg at a time.
Not me, I'd jump into mine.
They gave me a watch. It was on the 40th anniversary as custodian.
Well, now, maybe for the next 40 years, if you really apply yourself, Mr. Feathersmith, I'll buy you a fob.
Nice guys don't always finish last. And some people should quit when they're ahead.
Yeah.
Knight's Tale of Iron Men and Irony, delivered FOB from the Twilight Zone.
Who is the main guy? What episode was you? Because I can't think about it. I can't think of it. Oh yeah, he was in 2 other episodes. He was the execution. It was another time travel episode. He was brought out of time. They were about to hang him. Remember that? He was the villain of the piece. I won't spoil that about what happened. But in this episode, the problem with this episode is that everybody watching it knows what's going to happen from the start. You know? If not from the start, when he meets the devil and gets sent back, you know it's all going to go wrong. You know he's just not going to make it there. There's going to be tricks. There didn't need to be tricks, you know? That whole, made you look 30, but you're actually still 75 inside. What was that about? That didn't need to be there. But it was really kind of an uncomfortable episode. It was one of the few Twilight Zone episodes of this era that's been uncomfortable to watch. Not very funny or humorous or anything like that. It was just a bad guy getting his comeuppance. You know, other people laughing at his misfortune. Him laughing at other people's misfortune. And then other people laughing at his misfortune. That was the whole episode, apart from the very funny scene with the daughter playing and singing, and him just like staring, kind of. That was the highlight for me. The entertaining part of the episode. Everything else was sort of. I don't say this about many Twilight Zone episodes, but I just didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to see it unfold. I saw it. It's going to go wrong. He's going to end up being the janitor guy at the end. That was it. They swapped places. And the guy who seemed nice at the start gets to be the asshole behind the desk. Same thing happened in Back There. Remember? William? I don't know what he was. He was like the butler or something at the gentleman's club. He turned into a rich asshole. So, the moral of the story is that having power and wealth makes you really unpleasant. And also, that when you lose all that power and wealth, people should laugh at you. Except for the genie episode, where the guy, one of his wishes, he got all the money. He was unhappy, but he wasn't an asshole. He was giving it away. People just didn't want it. How dare you give me all that money? How dare you? I won't take a smaller amount. You're depriving other people from the joy of giving. So stupid. I did actually, another thing, I'm going to be fair to the episode, I did like the female devil. She was intriguing, interesting to look at. They went with a female version for, I think, the first time. I like her cute little horns. But she didn't need to trick him, you know? There didn't need to be, but you said these particular words, and we twisted them a little bit, you know? There didn't need to be that. Just send him back. His stupid memory makes him invest badly, make a bad impression with the people he was supposed to make a good impression with. And that would have been enough. That would have been enough for his life to cascade, you know? Although, having said all of that, if there was no weirdness about he's now 75 years old in a 30-year-old body, even if they had done all the Swamp Thing, all his invention ideas were bad, everything you remembered about the future was wrong, fine. He's broke, he's in that old time period. All he has to do is be the guy he was the first time round. Have the same sort of drive. You know? Just assume that all the stuff you know about the future doesn't pan out, and that the devil's working against you, and see if your drive can get you somewhere. And I think that's why they threw in the always aging inside stuff, so that they could send it back straight away. And that the whole, that'll cost you $40, so you have to give away your oil. Because if he'd held on to the oil, he'd be super rich in the future. Anyway, I think he could have made a good go of it. Although, I think a more interesting tale to have told in this episode, not the one they told, but that a lot of somebody's success, everybody puts it down to their hard work and perseverance and their skill and their talent, the successful ones. But I think a better lesson is that half of everything is luck, maybe even more than that. It's who you meet, who you make an impression with at the right time, how the fates align at a certain time. And sure, you know, having a drive and commitment and putting in the good work is good, but sometimes that's not enough. So, all in all, the bad guy got his due. He got what he deserved. It's hard to watch. Probably won't rewatch that in future. The next one is a goofy sounding episode. I don't know if it's going to be a goofy episode. It's called The Incredible World of Horace Ford. So, come back next time, and we'll see how incredible this world is, and who this Horace guy is. See you then.